Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, 6 steps to help you prepare for every presentation. 6 steps to help you be more effective, more engaging, and be more influential every time you get before a group of people. Peter Dhu is my name. I'm a public speaking trainer and coach, and I want to share with you some tips, some ideas that I think may help you be more effective in the way you prepare. I'm presenting in a couple of hours' time at Curtin University, and I've been through these steps to a large extent. So I want to share them with you. Before we get started, how to participate, please ask questions as we go, take notes, think and apply to yourself. Have you got a presentation coming up? How are you going to prepare? Is there a presentation you've done in the past that you could have done more preparation for? As I go through these 6 strategies, think about what you might do differently just to take yours up another notch. So preparation in my view is the foundation of every presentation, of all public speaking. We know that a house, when it's built, is only as good, as strong as the foundation on which it stands. I think that also applies with your presentation skills. How much preparation have you done? And we've heard the iceberg theory, the tip of the iceberg, used for many scenarios. And forgive me, I'm going to use it as a metaphor to illustrate the importance that I place on being prepared. And there's all kinds of sayings. Prior preparation prevents pathetically poor performance, the 6 Ps of public speaking. Or spectacular performance is always preceded by spectacular preparation, according to Robert Schuller. So get the idea that preparation matters. And certainly if you're not the most brilliant, the most automatic, the most spontaneous speaker, which most people are not, I don't encourage the going on stage and winging it, making it up as you go. I don't think that works in the real world for 90% of us. And just a metaphor around your presentation. They say there's not much that I can do at today's keynote presentation at Curtin University. There's not much I can do to make it a success. It's what I've done beforehand. It's finding out who's going to be in the room, 100 PhD students. It's speaking to the supervisors that have booked me. What do they want from me? It's getting the right deck of PowerPoint slides. It's arriving early. It's listening to the speakers before me and staying behind afterwards to serve the students who may have further questions. So there's not much I can do today in that 60 minutes on stage that's going to make a success. It's what I've done beforehand. And I reckon there's hours and hours and hours of preparation for that 1 hour keynote that I'm delivering today. So below the water, the iceberg, and we've seen this before, the majority, 75% of the iceberg is below the water. So can I suggest to you that your presentation, much of it people don't see, nor should they see. It's your preparation, it's your getting ready to give a confident, influential, and effective presentation. Winston Churchill had a saying that he used to use throughout his parliamentary career and into his prime ministership during World War II. For every 1 minute of speaking that he did 1 hour's preparation. That's a lot of preparation. Now, I'm not suggesting anyone does that. And certainly I have not done 60 hours of preparation for this 60-minute keynote, but can I get you to start thinking about how much preparation do you need to do to be familiar with your audience, with your venue, with your topic? Tip number one, your preparation is key. Have you done the right level of preparation? You don't have to do a Winston Churchill, but do you know who's your audience is? Who's in the room? What do they want from you? What are the expectations of that audience? Have you walked 30 moons in their shoes to find out what they want? Do you need to pay a cultural acknowledgement? Am I going to acknowledge the Noongar people, the Whadjuk people of the Noongar nation today? Probably not, because there'll be a welcome to country. So if there's a welcome to country, I do not need to acknowledge. But I know, should no one mention it or acknowledge, then I will, to show courtesy to the traditional landowners, I will acknowledge. Go to the venue. Do you know the venue? Arrive early. I'm going to spend lunchtime practicing. I'm an after lunch speaker, so I'll have the stage to walk around. I'll be able to plug in my laptop, test the audio. I'll even bring my own audio system just in case. So know the venue. This will be the clicker that I use, because the other clicker, which has a laser lens, doesn't work on plasma TV. So I will be able to point using my Logitech LaserLight PowerPoint controller. So this is about knowing the venue. They've got plasma screens all around, so a normal laser pointer won't work. Know my topic. I'm going to be talking about confidence and overcoming fear of public speaking so that you can present your milestone presentation as a PhD student. Know your topic. I'm one of 7 speakers today. If the speaker before me goes too long, or lunch is extended and people come back late and my 60 minutes drops back to 45 minutes, I can still deliver my topic. The saying I use around knowing your content, knowing your topic, is make sure you can plug and play. If your time's condensed, that's okay. You can still deliver it. Should the speaker after me not turn up and the event organisers say, Peter, you wouldn't mind stretching for another 30 minutes, I'm able to do that. By doing the right level of preparation, you can be sure that you've got everything covered. Your message matches the audience's needs. You're not going to have trouble with the technology, the venue. Will my voice carry? And with my topic, I can change it, I can shorten it, I can lengthen it, all because I'm very well prepared. The second thing in your preparation is your message memorable. By memorable, I mean you've got one key message that's going to permeate all the way through. And it's relevant to your audience. If you give a powerful message that runs all the way through your presentation, you're clear on your core message, but I and other audience members really don't care, then you haven't created a memorable message, a persuasive message, an influential message for that audience. Remember, each audience is different. So the message, the influencing skills you use with one group of people may not work with another group of people. Today I'm working with PhD students. Next week, I'll be working with the mining sector. Last week, I did some work with the health department, the health sector, health, mining, PhD research students, different messages for each audience. So have you crafted a memorable, influential, persuasive message? Ask yourself, What do I want the audience to do? What do I want them to think? What do I want them to feel after I've spoken? Think, new knowledge. What new knowledge do I want them to walk away with? Do, what action do I want them to take after I've spoken? Feel, what emotional response do I want to trigger in that audience? You don't always have all three. It may be an action, it may be knowledge, it may be an emotional feeling. Have you crafted a memorable, influential, and persuasive message targeted for your audience? Mindset. Part of your preparation is getting in the right mindset. And that mindset is one of service. I'm here to serve you today. And even those of you who've registered and are not on the webinar, I'm here to serve you. And you can access this through the recording. The university students today, I will be serving them. So my mindset has to be one of, it's not about me, it's about you. How can I help you in your journey? And that mindset, that attitude has to be one of, right now, there's no place I would rather be than standing here before you, providing my knowledge, my information, my expertise. Have you got the right attitude? I also use a little acronym, communicate with care. C-A-R-E. The C stands for conviction in your message. Do you believe in what you're saying? If you're asking people to follow you, if you're asking people to feel a particular way, if you're asking people to change their behavior, do you believe in the message you're sharing with your audience? Conviction. First sale, marketing 101. The first sale must be to yourself. If you don't buy your own message, why would anyone listening to you buy your message? So just make sure your mindset, you're aligned with your message. You're congruent with your message. The A is the attitude that right now, I don't want to be anywhere else. Right now, the best place for me to be is before you on this webinar. After lunch today, the right place for me to be is before the Curtin University PhD students. There's no place I'd rather be. It's the attitude. Responsibility. The R in the care model is you have responsibility. You can change people's life. If you work in the area of health and safety, mental well-being, are you okay? Health and safety, all of these are where you can help people transform their lives. Financial planning, wealth creation, superannuation. People are struggling. People don't know if they've got enough money to retire. Young people don't know if they'll ever get into their own house. And you've got knowledge and information. You have a responsibility in helping people. So don't take it lightly. And the last one is, of course, energy, the right energy to bring, that mindset of wanting to energize you, not pump up and down and jump. I mean, if you wanted to go to a Zumba class or a Keep Fit class, maybe I'd be jumping up and down. This is a public speaking webinar, so I'm going to be energized, I'm going to be happy, but I'm not going to be over the top. But I'm also not going to be flat and boring and let's get this finished as quick as I can. I'm going to be energized, the right amount for the audience. So, your mindset, is it in the right spot? Have you got the right attitude? Are you going to communicate with care, conviction, attitude? You have a responsibility and bring the right energy to that group. What's your body language, your eye contact, your gestures saying about you? Remember, I mentioned the first sale is to yourself. Are you aligned with your message? That's your values, your philosophy. Your body also needs to be aligned with your message. The level of enthusiasm, the non-verbal communication needs to add value to what you're saying. If not, if your non-verbal communication is not congruent with what you're saying, unfortunately, the non-verbal communication overrides. It will trump the words that come out of your mouth. Here's your message. Make sure your non-verbal communication is aligned. If not, this one wins. I spoke about energy and how I thought, let's get this over and done with really quickly, because I'm coming across too flat, I'm not interested. This is non-verbal communication, and you're not going to buy my message because clearly I don't want to be here. My non-verbal communication indicates that I don't want to be here. The other thing I see is distracting non-verbal communication. That means someone who bounces their hands up and down in time with the words that they say. Distracting non-verbal communication will cause a disjoint between your message and what people receive. Eye contact, looking at the roof, looking at the floor, looking at the people out the window, not making eye contact with your audience may lead to a lack of trust, a lack of connection, a lack of rapport. So please be aware of what your nonverbal communication says about you. What does it say about you when you walk into a room? What does it say about you when you walk on the stage, the podium? What does your nonverbal communication say about you when you go to the job interview, the sales pitch? If you're unaware, I would find out, I'd seek feedback about what does my nonverbal communication say about me. Audio visual, your PowerPoints, your flip chart. Today I will be flip charting, a few PowerPoints, a little bit of whiteboarding, and of course, lots of talking, less PowerPoint than on a webinar. Webinar is very visuals, you need this PowerPoint. But are your PowerPoint slides, your audio visuals, your keynote, whatever audio visual aid you use, and it may be a prop. Remember I spoke about the laser pointer? Although I'm using this to control my slides, it's also a prop I can show you. So are your audio visuals engaging? Bullet points are shooting your audience to death, one bullet at a time. Lots of words of which you read off is also death by PowerPoint. Your audio visual is an aid, audio visual aid to enhance, to clarify, to help your audience gather your perspective. Your audio visual aid is not your teleprompter that you read off word for word for word for word. So part of your preparation is what audio visuals, what props am I going to use? And I like a combination, flip chart on one side, whiteboard on the other, and of course there will be some PowerPoint in the middle, but I don't leave the PowerPoint slide up all the time, and eyes will come on to me when I'm talking. Are you prepared for how you can best add value to what you're saying through audio visuals? Your non-verbal, your gestures are really important, as are your audio visual aids. Some of your audience are visuals, so just to talk to them without an audio visual aid is being disrespectful to your visual learners. And last but not least, how are you going to receive feedback? There will be a survey after my presentation today. The workshop I did the other day, I got feedback survey, and this is how I learn, this is how I change, this is how I adapt, this is how I improve my service by feedback. Sometimes we're unaware of things that we don't do well. We're unaware of the distracting behaviours of our gestures that go up and down as we talk. This is where feedback helps us. Feedback is the food of champions. Champions eat feedback for breakfast. You will get feedback that you don't want to hear, that you're not happy about, that's going to annoy you. But that can be so valuable. That can be so valuable. Here's the thing with feedback. It's just other people's opinions. So when I get feedback, I take it with a pinch of salt and I think to myself, what can I do with it? And sometimes it's really valuable and other times it's, I'm not going to do anything with that. One feedback I got when I was running a workshop, nice jugs of water around the table, ice in the water, glasses. I don't always put jugs of water on my workshop tables. Most people bring their own water nowadays. Feedback was, Peter, I am allergic to chloride and fluoride. You should have provided chloride, fluoride-free water. What do I do with that feedback? In fact, probably the right answer is nothing. If chloride, fluoride intolerance, allergy was your concern, I think I would carry a bottle of mineral water myself. But as it was, what did I do? I carried a litre of mineral water, fluoride, chloride-free, around for the next 12 months, not needing it again. So 6 ways to do your preparation. The right level. Have you done, and there's more, but here's 6 that are very important. Memorable message and persuasive to the audience. The right attitude, communicate with care. Is your non-verbal communication, is it aligned? Is it parallel with the message that comes out of your mouth? Are your audio visuals, your PowerPoint slides, your flip charts, your whiteboard, the models you're going to share with people, are they ready to go? What's your feedback loop so that you can have this continuous improvement process? What are you going to do differently for your next presentation to improve your level of preparation, to improve your impact, your influence, your ability to create change? This is just a really good, simple checklist that I go through. I've done a lot of preparation for my keynote today. My message is designed to help them with their milestone presentations for their PhD. I'm really excited to be going there. Curtin University is my old school, and this is a Curtin University tie. How often do I wear a tie? Once a year. So today is the day of this year that I'm wearing a tie as I go to my own Curtin University to present to PhD students. My non-verbal communication, I will make sure I have good congruent language, non-verbal language. My PowerPoint slides are prepared, they're simple, there's not too many slides. I've got 2 or 3 models that I want to draw on the flip chart that I'll reveal during the day. I've got some questions I want to ask and I'm going to capture those answers on the whiteboard. And the feedback will go to the organisers and I'll receive the feedback on how today went. Upcoming webinars, simple steps to improve your virtual presentation. This is virtual, but when I do a workshop, there's a few other things that I do. Second cameras, so I can put a camera on a flip chart over there, stop share breakout rooms, engagement. That's coming up in Wednesday, the 28th of July. Sorry, on Monday, the 5th of July. How to avoid being noisy, distracting presenter. Non-verbals are one of the noise, but there are other noises that we can eliminate, which make our message more powerful, more effective. Workshops, Bendigo, Port Hedland, Perth, coming up. If you want an in-house workshop, let me know. We design and deliver in-house workshops. You know how to reach me. If you have any further questions, follow me on LinkedIn. Let me know that you attended one of my webinars. Lots of resources on our corporate communication experts website, .com.au. Send me an email if you have any further questions. Summary. Have you done the right level of preparation? Have you got a memorable and influential persuasive message? Conjure up the right attitude. Pre-start meeting, 6 a.m. in the morning, you've still got to have the right attitude. After dinner speech, 8 o'clock at night, you're exhausted, everyone's had a few drinks, you've still got to have the right attitude. Be aware of your non-verbal communication. Have you got some audio visuals that are going to enhance your presentation? And put in a feedback loop. It's going to help you grow and learn. This is Peter Dhu, public speaking trainer and coach, over and out for this webinar. So can I ask you all to use one or two of these tools I've shared with you today and go out there and change your world one conversation at a time.